Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Kingdom Death Monster. One thing I did forget to do for Ken is the fact that she leveled up also means she gets +1 luck. So there you go. She now has +1 luck. Alright. It's a pretty good start. I'm hoping to definitely get one more fight into Ken, and then she'll essentially become murder bait. I hate using the term murder bait, but that is literally what I need right now to ensure that certain characters don't die because they have too much experience. So, first things first, we need to do all of our Endeavor stuff. Well, we're supposed to also undo all damage, but whatever. Alright, so we have Flandra as a Tinker, Rumi as a Tinker, and Remilia as a Tinker. So in total, that is 7 Endeavors, 4 for the survivors, and we had 3 Tinkers. Ken does not have anything else. Alright, so paste that, paste that, paste that, paste that, paste that, paste that, and paste that. So 7 Endeavors. Not as much as what we had last time, but we also didn't lose like a million people either. Okay, so all that's said and done. Next, we need to roll a random settlement event. Magic number is 12. 1d20. 18. Glad we're getting at least some variety here. Stranger in the Dark. So for this one, what happens is completely based off the 1d10. So let's go ahead and roll the 1d10. 3. The stranger is a playful woman of unparalleled beauty, clad in what appears to be living tongues. The men of the settlement are instantly captivated, while the women are filled with jealousy and suspicion, eventually chasing the stranger away. Male survivors cannot depart the settlement phase as they are physically ill from love sickness. Departing survivors gain 10 survival. If the settlement has the guidepost innovation, the stranger effortlessly plucks the lantern helper from the ground as he is chased away. Archive the guidepost. We don't have the guidepost. So we can't take our men out on hunts, but that's fine because we never do. And all of our survivors are all of our female survivors are maxed out on survival. So we'll just keep that in mind, except for, of course, Rumia, who cannot gain any. Okay, we could have gotten something better, but that's how the dice rolled. Update death count, nothing happened. Next, we update the year. Now year 7. And we get ourselves another story event. If we pull up the timeline, we have Phoenix Feather. Sorry about that. I accidentally clicked. When you right-click, like it's supposed to usually bring up the Roll20 menu, but if you do it too far to the right here, it will sometimes open the browser window. And so I accidentally went back, and I had to reload everything because, you know. Junk. Anyway, so what were we doing? Yeah, Phoenix. Phoenix Feather image. There we go. So here's the image. This is a really giant glowing Phoenix Feather. And everyone looks pretty sad about it. Also, it's raining. Oh, I know why I was right-clicking. I was trying to do this. Show to players. It's a way of keeping track of what's been revealed and what's not. That and it lets the people that play with me pull up anything we've seen before. Alright, Phoenix Feather. A fallen feather fills the settlement with dread. The skies bubble and murmur as a dark presence tears through the atmosphere like a negative lightning bolt, sucking the air and energy from all who gaze upon it. A light rain begins. The survivors turn their eyes up to see a huge iridescent feather slowly floating toward the ground. Their lantern lights reflect strange rainbows off the twisting feather. A primal fear takes root in the settlement. You may now hunt the Phoenix. Added to the quarry list on the settlement record sheet, nominate a single survivor to speak. They gain +1 courage and break the silence. Rumia. Rumia can actually become bold if we pick Rumia. So I nominate Rumia. Okay. So let's go ahead and trigger. Well, first let's do this. I don't know what triggers first. It says they gain +1 courage, then break the silence. So I'll do that first. So let's pull up the bold event. Nothing too special to show for the picture. That's a very, very angry Rumia. Bold. In a single moment, your perspective changes profoundly. Select the triumph corresponding to the current game phase. A survivor may only gain these benefits once a lifetime. Settlement phase. In this fleeting existence, every moment shared creates meaning. The bonds forged between survivors gives you hope. We gain the following ability. Matchmaker. When you are a returning survivor, which Rumia is, once per year you may spend an endeavor to intimacy. So yeah, instead of having to go through an augury, we can get ourselves at least one free intimacy. Next, we can go ahead and roll a d10 to see what else she gets. 5. That will give us one additional endeavor this settlement phase. So now we have 8 endeavors. So there you go. And for that, Remy also gets Matchmaker. There you go. So now we have 2 reasons to take her on huts, because every time she comes back, she will give us a free intimacy roll. Well, not free, it costs an endeavor. Anyway, next we need to roll 1d10 for the actual feather. 6. The survivor exclaims that the feather is the most beautiful and dangerous thing they have ever laid eyes upon. Each color runs perfectly into another, and gazing upon it imparts a strange sense of longing. They are convinced that there has never been something so perfect in this world. The survivor greedily hides the feather from the others. They gain the crazed fighting art and hoarder disorder, and +1 courage from stashing the feather. Returning survivors get +2 insanity. Okay, I bet. Yeah. Pretty happy with that. Everyone's going to get insane because of this. Well, except for Ken. Or Ken, sorry. Crazed. We already know what Crazed does, and Hoarder. Oh, she also gets +1 courage. So she's up to 4 courage. Now, Hoarder's pretty interesting. We could have potentially gotten a free Phoenix feather out of that, but it doesn't really matter that much. But anyway, Hoarder. You compulsively collect and stash anything you can get your hands on. Every little bit you add to your secret hoard makes your existence feel more real. Whenever you are a returning survivor, archive 1 resource gained from the last showdown and gain +1 courage. So yeah, they take some of your stuff, but they get +1 courage every time. So this is a quick way to very easily get to see the truth, which is maxing out your courage. Alright, with all that's done, we can now do all of our stuff. So, first things first, as always, we want to go ahead and do Monster Bone, Monster Hide, Monster Organ, and go ahead and innovate. I've already updated the deck, so it's now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards. So 40, 13. Reroll any duplicates. No duplicates. We got 4, which is Inner Lantern, 5, which is Face Painting, 7, which is Bloodletting, and 13, which is Bed. Okay, a lot of these are pretty damn good, so let's go ahead and take a look at them. 1 was Inner Lantern. 1 was Face Painting. 1 was Bloodletting, of all things. That. And the last one is Bed. So Bed can increase our survival limits. We can roll. You can endeavor on it to repair broken arm, broken hip, broken ribs, and ruptured muscles. So you won't be able to. You can only endeavor it once apparently, because I think we only have 1 bed. It's pretty decent. Also, one other thing it does is on certain die rolls, you can get +1 strength on your newborns, which is pretty useful. Face Painting gets you potentially some insanity, or you can get yourself +1 rolls on any of your intimacy rolls done this year. Alright. We'll go ahead and Bloodletting is spend 1 resource, get some insanity or some understanding, and you can also recover some stuff. It's a lot of insanity though. For the most part, I don't really have that much interest in Bloodletting. Inner Lantern gets a Surge, which is pretty significant. But at the same time, it is also going to bloat our deck even further. Part of me wants to go ahead and get Face Painting, so we can get additional bonuses to Intimacy. It does take an endeavor to do this, but I think it's a pretty good trade. So I'll tell you what, let's get Face Painting. I can survive without Surge for now. This will not add anything to the deck because it is the bottom of one of the trees, or branches rather. So there you go. We at least now have something we can use endeavors on besides freaking auguries and scavenging. Alright, so we got 7 left. We have a shit ton of resources. Well, not a shit ton, but we have a decent amount of resources. And with those resources, we can potentially get ourselves some leather, some bone, and a hide. If we get leather, bone, and a hide, we can make a shield. I think that's kind of pretty important. Besides that, though, nothing too significant. We definitely need to get some monster greases, which we can easily get. We don't have much in the form of bone, though. We have 1 bone, which is enough to make 1 shield. I would like to go ahead and get a shield at this point. It's either that or we just hold on to our resources and deal with this later. That is also an option. It takes an endeavor to turn things into leather. You can change as much as you want into leather, but you can only do it, but it still costs 1 endeavor. So if I hold on to my hides right now and just wait, it could save me an endeavor later. So that's a potential thing. The fresh acanthus we can make into herbs. So let's go ahead and spend an endeavor on the face painting and see if we can make some stuff happen. So innovations. Paint consequences, face painting. So I'm going to go ahead and do Founder's Eye. Let's go ahead and roll a 1d10 and see what happens. If we pass, great. If we don't, that's fine. Okay, we pass. We get +1 to any rolls on the Intimacy story event, the settlement phase. Alright, next thing we're going to go ahead and do is use Rumi as matchmaker to go ahead and do an Intimacy. For the breeding, we're going to have... we'll have one of the males. It doesn't matter which one because we have +1 now, and we'll have them mate with Chen. So Chen, so 2d10. We can add +1 to either of these results. That will get us twins. So 8 + 1 gets us 9. That should get us a pair. Yeah, it does. See here, if we got in 7 and 8, you can use the bed to get +1 permanent strength. But that's okay. We'll go ahead and get ourselves 2 population. So there's 2 population right there. Don't really need the face painting. All right, next we're going to have to just do auguries. It's either that or I go scrounging for scrap, which is an optional. Is an option. By the way, I need to make sure everyone's maxed out on survival right now, because that is something that has happened. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and send... well, it doesn't really matter who I send. I'm going to go ahead and send... well, actually, it does matter, because I want people to get courage. I'll send Flandra to go do some scavenging. So... Actually, no, let's take advantage of the intimacy. So let's do... I'm going to have Flandra... Or not Flandra, I'll have Remilia go and do auguries from now on. So we got how many left? 5? Okay. Also, the other option is we can do shared experience. Nominate a survivor that has 2 or more experience than yourself. They describe blah blah blah. I can technically get someone some free level ups without having to worry about grinding. We honestly don't need that right now. Okay, so with that thought dispelled, let's continue. So we got 5 left. Let's do auguries. I'll use Remilia. She does have 3 understanding, so alright, that's an intimacy. So we'll go ahead and do 2d10. We still get the +1s for it. That's just gonna get us +1. Not a big deal. So we're up to 3 now. That gets used. Nothing. Well, it gets us 1 survival. Not a big deal. Next. That actually makes us lose a resource, and we'll go ahead and get rid of a beefsteak, and Remilia gets +1 understanding. Okay. All right. Another one. That one's an intimacy, so let's go ahead and discard that and roll 2d10. That is... Let me check something here. Gain +1 to any rolls on the intimacy story event this settlement phase. Do I have to use it? And it says any, so I'm guessing it does. So instead of getting a savior, we rolled an 11, which actually just gets us a pair. Which honestly I think I'm fine with. So we're up to 5 additional newborns. And the final one. That is also intimacy, so we'll go ahead and roll again. Wow, thank God for that +1. That ensures we didn't actually lose anyone. So there you go. That is 6 population. And I'm going to go ahead, let's see, we get 6 population, so let's go ahead and edit this. Let's make, it's going to bring us up to 21. Let's get 3 additional males, so we're up to 5 now. Okay, and then the other 3 can be additional females. All right, so we're up to 21 survivors, which is great. That's a lot of people. A lot of people does help a lot. And all right. I think yeah, that should be good to go. We can hunt the Phoenix now if you want to. Phoenix is a little bit tougher. For one thing, level 1 Phoenixes start beyond the darkness, so I don't exactly want to mess with that. Also, I don't want to take any risk when we have Nemesis encounter coming up. Also, the Hooded Knight will be next year again. Hopefully he'll do something for us. But right now, let's get ourselves a couple of monster grease. And some acanthus herbs. Or herbs, sorry. So 2 monster grease. And 2 dried acanthus. Alright, not too shabby. So with that said and done, I did say I was not going to send Remilia out anymore. And I think I'm going to stick with that. Remilia did well. Let's go ahead and set you off to the side for now. Let's get ourselves someone fresh, someone noob. I mean, we could take Alice. But honestly, we don't really need to send her out again. So more than likely we'll take Wriggle. There you go. Welcome to the team, Wriggle. And with that, we can go ahead and put you there, put you there, put you there, and put you there. All right, that's pretty much what we're going to be walking around with. You can go ahead and carry the mace. Well, you can carry the mace just in case. And that should be it. Just making sure that mace isn't noisy. It is not. Okay. With that, let's go ahead and name this person. Hey, Wriggle. And get your +1. You're going to be maxed out on survival already. And 1 understanding. All right. And with that, we are going to be going, yeah, we'll continue hunting the antelope. It's really been kind of doing us pretty good, and I'd rather not risk anything else. I mean, like I said, we could try fighting the a level 2 antelope or a phoenix, but that's really kind of pushing our luck. And the antelope is really kind of designed to be a pinata for us to get a lot of materials out of, and we need a lot of materials. We need as much hide as we can get before the Kingsmen. because the Kingsman he's different. So, I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this was Kingdom Death Monster. See you guys later.